Fruitvale Station is based on a true story. It is real life events that happen. Oscar Grant, he was shot and killed, by the BART Transit Police on New Year's Day. That's a fact. That's what happened. The last 24 hours of his life, from like cell phone records and the family's interactions with him, that was kind of helped compile that day as best as Ryan, our director, Ryan Coogler, could do. So on New Year's Eve, he and his girlfriend and his best friends, like they usually do, they go to San Francisco. Oscar's from Oakland. He would catch the train over to San Francisco and go see the fireworks. That's the thing to do. There's a big fireworks show New Year's Eve in the Bay Area, and they wanted to go see it, so they went to go check it out. And on the way back, got into an altercation on the train. That escalated to the BART Transit Police being called, and got held up. Then then the events kind of unfolded after that. So it's basically about the Fruitvale Station is basically the last 24 hours of Oscar Grant's life, and it was a very eventful day for him because it was his mother's birthday as well. It was his mom's birthday. It was New Year's Eve, and he had a lot of interaction with the three most important people in his life, and that was his daughter, his mom, and his girlfriend, Sophina. We really wanted to kind of give him some of his humanity back by by giving a representation of Oscar by the people who knew him the best, and he was different around everybody, around his mom, his daughter, he was the his fiance, his best friends. Like he was different in all these scenarios, and we just tried to give him a little bit of his humanity back the best way we could, through telling the story, flaws and all. That's another thing. We wanted to make sure it was as real as possible. He's human. Oscar Grant is a kid from the Bay. He's 22 years old, but he had a lot of problems. He had a lot of issues. But I think it's in the trying to do the right thing. And throughout this movie, throughout this day, you pretty much see him, the constant struggle between good and bad, the constant struggle with making the right choice in those moments, and through his past experiences, he was starting to get that he couldn't keep up this juggling act anymore. Like Oscar was a people pleaser. Oscar Grant wanted to keep everybody happy. He was one way around his mom. He was another way around his wife, his girlfriend, Sophina. He was one way around his daughter. And he was another way around his best friend. He was the leader of the group. He was the one that everybody turned to solve a problem or for, and to figure out what they were going to do next. Octavia is amazing to work with. Definitely, a pro, and she has an Academy Award, for the help, and that's not too shabby. So for me to work with her, I was a little not intimidated at first, but it was just like, oh man, okay, what. Just a little. You always supposed to get a little nervous before you go do something. If you're not nervous at all, I think that's a little bit of a problem. Like you should have a little. Like it's like before a basketball game, you're supposed to be just a little nervous, man, just a little bit. But she's an awesome person to work with. She's accomplished so much and has so much more, to give and to offer. I just can't wait for the rest of the world to kind of catch up to what I know. So she's solid. Melanie Diaz plays Sophina. She's Oscar's girlfriend, mother of his child, best friend. Melanie is a very talented actress. Um, so much attitude and love at the same time. I think I think Melanie is very good at also giving you exactly what you need and a little bit more. You know, the story, you know, of Oscar Grant is so important to Ryan, you know, and because he's from the Bay Area, you know, it was, you know, Oscar's neighbor, you know, not, you know, literally in the sense of living next door, but, you know, they're from the same community. You know, Ryan relates a lot to Oscar in certain ways, and felt like it could have easily been him. And he felt a certain responsibility to the Bay and to the community and to the family to really, Ryan has his talent of of storytelling and painting pictures, you know, and he kind of felt the responsibility at that time to like get his emotions out and put them on paper, you know, and write this script. Ryan Coogler is way beyond his time. I feel like he is a natural born leader. You know, the first 5 minutes of me talking to him after reading the script, I was just so like, let's go do it, whatever. Um, Probably if I hadn't read the script and I went and had a conversation and talked to me and told me about this idea and what he wanted to do, I would have said, okay, let's do it before actually reading it, probably. Actually, I know I would have. Um, it's so important for a director to have everybody's respect, and he had respect from everybody. Everybody was just so like dialed in to what needed to be done, and that's just a reflection of the captain of the ship.